How's it going, everybody? Tuga here, back again with a double edition of Bruins recap. Easier to do it this way since I couldn't get the Devils game recap up in time before the St. Louis game, not gonna lie, and record the Devils recap and just be like, oh, when they play the Blues tonight while I'm watching the Blues game on TV. But simply put, let's get right into this, starting off with the Devils game as the Bruins win 2-1 in a shootout. Jonas Gustafsson and Corey Schneider in an absolute duel. If anybody forgot, and I really hope nobody has, Corey Schneider is an amazing fucking goalie, and if anybody hearing this video is a Vancouver fan, I know you just died a little bit more inside, and for that I apologize. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this game because we all know the story. The Bruins score early, and then they turtle up like they always do. Granted, yes, they did get 39 shots against Corey Schneider, but after they got the opening goal, Louis Eriksson, off an assist from David Krejci, really it's a dump in by Colin Miller. Matt Bolesky kind of edges out his man, allows Krejci to get the puck, who feeds to Louis, gets his 13th of the year. God damn it, I love that he keeps scoring, but god damn it, am I going to hate it if he leaves. But then again, of course, as I said, if we can't get him for good enough money, or if they can't re-sign him for good enough money, then you got to do what you got to do. But after that goal, they simply turtle up and stop taking really high quality chances. They do get good chances, but it's just not consistent. We've had plenty of these games so far this season. I don't need to explain it anymore. Second period starts and Lee Stempniak throws a puck on. It's deflected in by the captain, Andy Green, the who's that of NHL captains. The Bruins would bounce back though, out shooting New Jersey in the rest of the second. And they continued that trend in the third. But seriously, just to tell you how bad that first period was, they score, and then they go the final 9:24 of the first period without a shot. But again, in the third period, they turn it on. It goes to overtime as Schneider stands on his head. The Bruins start overtime on a power play, can't finish. It goes to the shootout. Ryan Spooner scores first. Stempniak, Palmieri, Camilleri miss for New Jersey. Talbot and Bergeron miss for Boston. But really, all I can say is what the hell is with Max Talbot being in a shootout, taking the shootout shot? Granted, too, and we have to mention this, he probably shouldn't even have been in the game at this point. We now know suspended for 2 games for a hit on Yuri Tolusti. Absolutely deserved. Very frustrating to see him make this kind of hit. Granted, you want to play hard, you want to play physical when you're struggling to crack this lineup on a consistent basis, but this was just a dumb hit from a veteran who knows better. But Ryan Spooner, 0-5 in shootouts in his career, gets the game-winning goal. Bruins move to 19-9-4 after this game, 5-0-1 in their last 6, 11-1-3 in the past 14, and they get 1 point behind Montreal with games at hand. But I'll stop stalling. We will talk about the St. Louis game. And again, you're facing another goaltender who is just lights out. Jake Allen, 32 stops in a 2-0 shutout win for the Blues. St. Louis coming back after blowing a lead to Philadelphia the night before, absolutely shut down the Bruins, playing essentially a perfect game, winning now 4 of their last 5. Allen had a pretty decent game. It was just the team in front of him that was kind of shaky, and they made up for it tonight. This was an amazing game for St. Louis all around. First 2 periods, not much happened other than just good competitive, physical hockey as you would expect from both teams. But in the third period, it gets a little bit interesting. Tyler Randall and Ryan Reeves get in each other's face. Reeves goes after Ronaldo. Randall stands up for him. Reeves gets the better of the punches. Randall gets a big shot in there. Of course, the highlight of this, which is already getting some weird media coverage, Jack Edwards singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" throughout the entire thing, which was absolutely fucking hilarious. Bottom line, I disagree with a lot of people in terms of black and white, either you love them or hate them situations for anybody or anything. When it comes to Jack Edwards, truly, it's either you love Jack Edwards or you hate Jack Edwards, and I fucking love Jack Edwards. But after that, the Blues would end up getting the lead and they wouldn't look back. David Backes to Magnus Pajärvi to Vladimir Tarasenko, who beats Tuukka Rask with a wrist shot, because of course he does, it's fucking Vladimir Tarasenko. Blues would add a second one as Robbie Fabry scores probably the best goal of his NHL career. I'm not really sure. It was one hell of a wrist shot. And for the first time this season, the Bruins get shut out. As far as this game goes, again, just perfection from St. Louis. No standard penalties, only the fighting major. Jake Allen was amazing, and this looks like the St. Louis This looks like the Blues team that could be competitive. Every year people say this will be the Blues year. If they could play like this every night, it really would be. But the Blues send the Bruins into the small holiday break on a bad note. Thankfully, Montreal lost as well, so the Bruins still have their advantage being just behind the Canadiens and are in prime position to take first place. The Bruins don't play again until Saturday night against Buffalo at home, which they really should win, you would hope. And that's really it. There's not too much else to say. It's just kind of a meh feeling coming out of these two games. You play an average team, you almost lose because you take your foot off the gas, and you play a good team, you work your ass off, and it doesn't work out. But again, I'm not going to be overly negative, and I'm feeling really confident that heading into the new year, this team will see that first place spot in the Atlantic Division. My question to you, David Pastrnak, playing for the Providence Bruins, should the Bruins send him to the World Juniors? Do we need David Pastrnak, or should we test him out right now just to see how he can do before we put him back into the lineup? And if you would put him back into the lineup, who would you drop? The obvious candidates, Frankie Vetrano, Landon Ferraro. Obviously, you have guys like Ronaldo and Randall that get put into the lineup whether or not we're playing a physical team, which I love that Claude's doing that this year and adapting. But what would you do with David Pastrnak given his current situation? But that is it for this extended episode, this double review. I thank you all very much for watching. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I don't care what you celebrate, just have a good one. I'm a little bit excited for this break because it just means we're that much closer to the Winter Classic. If you've enjoyed, do all that YouTube stuff down below, like, comment, subscribe, and all that garbage, and I will see you all next time.